Starting a few years ago, as some of you may know, a lot of interest developed in whether barefoot running would be better for a lot of runners than running in regular running shoes. Does that affect our balance? Because one of the hypothesized advantages of running barefoot is that you feel the ground better, and certainly we do feel the ground better when we're in bare feet. And maybe this could give us better balance and more quick adjustments and stuff to the terrain underfoot. And maybe our muscles in our feet wouldn't get weak the way maybe some people think they do get weak if we're wearing highly structured running shoes all the time. Running is a dynamic activity of a lot of single leg landings. So we wanted to see if our hypothesis was that as you reduce the amount of stuff between your foot and the ground, that your balance in that sense would be better. This graph shows force as a function of time for 5 seconds. And the force is 0 until the person lands, and then it goes up and down and settles down. So from the green line to the red line is 3 seconds long. And so a bigger number means that you're less stable, because if that area is large, it means that you're kind of wobbling around a lot. And a low number means that you kind of probably went up and down, and then you just settle down right near 0 for the rest of the time, or right around your body weight if it's the vertical component. So a low number means you're more stable. So here's a graph of the results for the forward-backward component when you land, and it shows that it was slightly smaller, mean plus or minus standard deviation for the bare feet, and a little bigger in the 5 fingers, that toe socky thing, and then regular running shoes was larger. So that means that at least for the anterior-posterior stability index, that's what APSI is, anterior to posterior, front and back index of stability. It was a little better in the bare feet, in between in the 5 fingers, and worst in the running shoes. Are you landing like this, which is how most of us run in regular running shoes, or have you adjusted your stride to start landing on the middle or front of your foot, and you become more of a toe lander, a forefoot striker? And in forefoot striking, the peak, so what he's showing here is the peak shock in G's, the time to the peak, how quickly do you get up to that peak, and the average shock. And if we look at the average shock, it's lowest in the regular running shoes and greatest in the bare feet. And the time to the peak is smallest in barefoot, it's largest in the running shoes, and time to peak being largest means that you have not as sharp a slope, because you're not getting up to that peak as fast. So it's significantly faster time to peak in bare feet than it is in regular running shoes. So that's an example of the cushioning fact that may be important in regular running shoes.